Stop scrolling, because what I'm about to tell you is the single most shocking thing a basketball legend has said in 2026. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 6 NBA championships, 6 MVPs, the all-time NBA scoring leader before LeBron, the most decorated player in NBA history, just published a Substack column. In it, he said calling Caitlin Clark the face of the WNBA is an insult to the league's other stars. He said the congressional letter demanding Clark's protection was racially motivated. He said the WNBA already handled the situation correctly. And then he listed the players whose legacies are being disrespected by Clark's attention. A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, Napheesa Collier, Chelsea Gray, and Alyssa Thomas, the same Alyssa Thomas who 3 weeks ago drove a closed fist directly into Caitlin Clark's throat. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the most decorated player in NBA history, chose this moment. This exact moment. 3 weeks after the throat punch. 5 missed games. A back injury. Chelsea Gray's elbow. Congressional letters. He chose this moment to publish a Substack column defending Alyssa Thomas's legacy. And his first reaction to the congressional letter asking the league to protect Clark? Quote, "My first reaction was to check the calendar and make sure it wasn't April Fool's Day." Clark took the fist. Kareem wrote the column. And Steph Curry, the man Clark trains with, just proved everything Kareem wrote is wrong. Tonight we take it apart piece by piece. July 14th, 2026. 3 weeks after Thomas drove a closed fist into Clark's throat. 3 weeks after Clark missed 5 games with a back injury. 3 weeks after Congress, the president, coaches, players, and the entire basketball world said this cannot continue. This is when Kareem chose to publish his column. Not in January. Not in the off-season. Not before the season started. 3 weeks after the throat punch. The timing alone tells you everything about the intent. And the content of the column makes the timing even worse. Because Kareem did not just disagree with the congressional letter. He did not just argue that Clark should not be called the face of the league. He actively defended Alyssa Thomas's legacy. In this same column, while Clark is still recovering from what Thomas did to her. Let's go through what Kareem actually wrote, because every line needs a direct response. First claim, calling Clark the face of the WNBA is an insult to other players. Here is the reality. The Indiana Fever's franchise value went from $90 million to $560 million since Clark arrived. The WNBA just signed an $11 billion television deal in a wave of momentum Clark created. Charter flights exist for every WNBA player because the revenue her popularity generated made them financially possible. That is what the face of a league looks like. Not historical accomplishment, not championships. The player who makes more people care about your product than anyone else. Kareem was the face of the Lakers for over a decade. He knows exactly what this means. He is choosing not to apply that understanding here. Second claim, the congressional letter was racially motivated. Clark said it herself. On record. At a press conference. In a 5-minute opening statement. She did not believe race played any role in the incident. Kareem, a 77-year-old man writing a Substack column, knows Clark's own situation better than Clark does. Third claim, the WNBA already handled the situation correctly. Thomas got 1 game. Clark missed 5. That is his definition of handled correctly. And then he put Alyssa Thomas on his list of players whose legacies are being disrespected. The same Alyssa Thomas who drove a fist into Clark's throat. Kareem defended her legacy. In the same column, 3 weeks after the throat punch. Now here is where Kareem's argument collapses completely. Not because of what anyone said about him. Because of Steph Curry. Curry is the most popular player in the NBA. The face of the sport at a global level. 4 championships. Changed basketball forever with his shooting range and creativity. Made millions of people care about basketball who had never cared before. And nobody, not a single person with any credibility, has ever argued that calling Steph Curry the face of the NBA is an insult to Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, or Kevin Garnett. Because that is not how it works. The face of a league is not a ranking. It is not a trophy. It is not awarded based on career accomplishments or championships. It is the player who makes more people care about your product than anyone else alive. Clark has done that. And here is the connection that makes Kareem's column even more embarrassing. Clark worked with Curry's personal trainer, Brandon Payne, ahead of the 2026 season. She said, "I knew he worked with Steph. I love Steph's game. Just looking for creative ways to make myself better and challenge myself." While Kareem was writing Substack columns defending Thomas's legacy, Clark was, in the gym, working with Curry's trainer. That is the difference in character, in mindset, in understanding what it means to be a professional. Kareem chose the column. Clark chose the gym. Every single day. Now let's talk about who disagreed with Kareem and why their voices matter more. Candace Parker, WNBA legend, two-time champion, a player whose accomplishments are on the same tier as anyone Kareem listed. Parker did not write a Substack column defending Thomas. She went on a podcast and told WNBA players directly to go to a therapist if they cannot vote Clark among the top guards in the league. Parker understands what Clark means to this sport. She has been direct about it. She is not looking the other way. The fan reactions to Kareem's column were immediate, and they landed hard. One fan wrote, "Magic Johnson had something to say about being the face of the NBA after his rookie season. Kareem has conveniently forgotten that history." Another posted, "The man who was the face of the Lakers for 15 years just argued no player can be the face of a league 2 years in. The irony is incredible." And the one that hit hardest, Kareem's first reaction to a letter asking the league to protect their most important player from physical attacks was to check if it was April Fool's Day. Our girl took a fist to the throat, and this man is writing about congressional overreach. The people closest to the actual product understand what Clark means. The people writing columns from a distance apparently do not. Here is the full picture, and it makes Kareem's column even more inexcusable. Clark has been choked, elbowed, kneed, blamed by referees, blamed by her own coach, left off anniversary posters, ranked 11th by peers, given technical fouls for clapping, had congressional letters written on her behalf, had the NBA commissioner cancel a radio interview rather than answer questions about her safety. She has missed 5 games with a back injury this season. She earns $77,000 from the league, whose franchise values she has transformed. The Indiana Fever went from $90 million to $560 million. Because of her. The $11 billion television deal exists. Because of her. Charter flights for every WNBA player exist. Because of her. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar watched all of that happen and published a column calling her the face of the league is an insult. Steph Curry, whose trainer Clark works with, had to absorb being the most targeted player in the NBA for years. He knows what it costs. He knows what it takes. Clark is paying that same cost right now, with a back injury, with a quad contusion, on a minutes restriction. Still training, still improving, still dropping 45-point franchise records. Kareem wrote a column. Clark dropped 45 points. The difference in those two choices says everything. 6 titles. 6 MVPs. The all-time scoring leader. He chose this moment 3 weeks after the throat punch to defend Alyssa Thomas's legacy. Clark chose this moment to train with Steph Curry's trainer. And drop 45 points. Subscribe for daily WNBA content. Drop a comment. Is Kareem's Substack column the most tone-deaf thing a basketball legend has published in 2026? Because the bar is already high. And he cleared it easily.